Equality for all. Thomas Jefferson once said, "Rightful liberty is unobstructed action according to our will within limits drawn around us by the equal rights of others. I do not add within the limits of law, because law is often but the tyrant's will, and always so when it violates the rights of the individual." The legalization of gay marriage was imperative for our country's progression towards equality for all people in the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness, protected by the Constitution of the United States. I, myself, and my wife are finally protected against the healthcare system in our hospitals, birth certificates, parental rights, and anyone in the United States who wishes to negate our rights as a legally married couple because of the legalization of gay marriage. Some have resented and regretted the decision of the United States Supreme Court to legalize gay marriage this past June, but I'm here to tell you just how important this legalization was. The legalization of gay marriage is giving people the rights to pursue their happiness and have legal protection in their union for their children and all around other legal rights that come with marriage. Thomas Jefferson said, "As a founder of the United States of America, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among men these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." To live in freedom and the pursuit of happiness, as long as you do not infringe upon anyone else's life or liberties, is a part of our country's foundation, and that should be applied to and inclusive of all people's happiness and lives regardless of differences. A libertarian society will have to be a tolerant society, since not initiating force against your neighbors means that you are willing to let them live as they please, no matter how alien their lifestyle is to you, as long as they aren't initiating any force against you. Slade writes in The Long Fight for Marriage Equality. If people were more tolerant and accepting of other differences, then there would be far less to argue over. No two people are identical, and thus neither are their beliefs. However, peace between people of different races and religion can live side by side, so why not sexuality too? With less to argue over, a more peaceful society for the future generations to enjoy would be far better than the alternative. Marrying the person you love does not infringe upon the happiness of or ability for another person to choose their own spouse. Therefore, the choosing should be left up to the individual, not governed by society. Stand up for your own rights and the rights of those around you. Value the blessing of being part of a country where you have rights that are your own. After the abolishment of slavery, liberty and freedom were supposed to be parts of everyday life in the United States for all citizens. Many people fought tirelessly for years for the right to freedom and liberty sought after in this country. The right to marry the person you love was finally made legal this past summer. All people were created equal and should be treated as such. The pursuit of happiness for most people is inclusive of finding love and sharing their life with their soulmate. For those of you who are married, imagine a world in which you were told you could not have married your spouse. Is that a world you would want to be a part of? For those of you still searching, would you want to continue in a place where even if you were lucky enough to find your soulmate, you could never truly make them yours? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are the basis of a great society, and I hope to see them enforced and hope others continue to for as long as I shall live. A huge part for many people in pursuing happiness is finding a mate to share that happiness with. When a couple decides to marry, they decide to join their lives together in every aspect. To unify their bond, to become one, there are many legal protections provided to those with a marriage license. The legal protections given to those who are married are endless. Some of those most pertinent include speaking with medical personnel on your spouse's behalf, being able to combine shared assets, and then unifying things together. By having a marriage license, you are granted full access to your spouse, their records, and any necessary pertinent health decisions that may arise throughout their lives and vice versa. If your spouse is admitted to the hospital after an accident, any decisions needing to be made about your spouse, if there isn't one, that is the next of kin. Imagine having to watch your beloved, or maybe even not be permitted to watch them or see them, because immediate family are only allowed in hospitals. You would hate to be ruled or judged by another person's idea of what your relationship should mean and who it should be with. There have been partners before the legalization of same-sex marriage that were never able to say goodbye to their loved one or partner, all because some family member didn't think they needed to be a part of it. Yearly tax break at the end of the year, as well as an all-year-long credit on every paycheck, is something to look forward to while married. And if you're of the same sex, it shouldn't have any difference than it should for a heterosexual couple. Discounts on car insurance and the ability to combine health insurance as well as debt purchases and other parts of daily life are only granted to married couples. If marriage is to be protected, then all children of marriage should be protected as well, along with the entire family. Children who are born of two parents biologically are protected along with their parents by laws surrounding their family unit. Even if the parents separate or divorce one day, their rights as children caretakers are still intact. Same with adoptions. However, for children of gay couples, things were much different until the legalization of gay marriage. Adoption legally solidifies the bond between parent and child. Bassett writes in How the Battle to Redefine Marriage Affected Families that the redefinition of marriage also impacts inequalities that stem from sexual diversity, like the rights of women, affiliation, and the identity rights of children. Being able to settle custody issues within the walls of a courthouse and having a legal right to your child, regardless of who bore them or biologically participated in their creation, is imperative to keep children and parents together. Same-sex couples who have children did not have the option for both parents to be on the birth certificate until recently, unless they were a heterosexual couple. Unless abuse or neglect can be proven, all parents and children should have access to each other and both be a huge part of the other's life. The legalization of same-sex marriage has made many great things possible for many couples and families, and was one of the greatest implemented legislatures in history. The unalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness should never be denied to a person, and with these rights, legal protection for families and spouses of all ages, races, sexes, and religious creeds should be understood in reality. Do not allow another person to take your rights to life, liberty, and happiness. It is your given right set forth by the forefathers who built and established this country to be a better place. Let us all strive to keep it that way. Thank you.